I asked you guys to send me your dumbest create mod ideas, and I got a whole lot of suggestions. I read through every single one, picked out some of my favorites, and now I'm gonna build them. A walking house. Hang on, I'll be there in a minute. I just got to take my house out for a walk real quick. No, wait, no, I got a better one. I am such a proud parent right now. My house just turned 1 year old and it started walking. Okay, well, those are the only stupid house jokes I could come up with in like 30 seconds. So here is the walking house. There's absolutely no practical reason to make one of these, but it looks pretty cool. And it only needs a linked controller with 2 different buttons to make it work. You got 1 button for the left leg and 1 button for the right leg, which I guess is kind of self-explanatory because that's just how walking works. It's 1 foot in front of the other. Oh yeah, look at this thing go. Absolutely no reason to ever do this, but man, does it look cool when it is moving. Now, the only problem is it's clearly working well on perfectly flat terrain right here, but I have no clue what happens when it hits that not perfectly flat terrain over there. Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay, so it just breaks the ground. Create an ejection launch system that can't be seen or tampered with outside of its activation. Hook it up to a hallway you don't want people going down. Well, here's my hallway that I really don't want people going down, and that's because I've got my chest of valuables hidden right at the end there. And just don't pay attention to that stuff on the walls. That machinery right there, that's not actually there. Don't worry about that. Okay, we're just gonna blow past that and assume I'm someone who wants to get into that chest right there real bad. I want to steal some stuff. And I get pushed all the way back to the beginning, right where I entered, and the system should reset. Unfortunately, the single fatal flaw with this whole setup is if you're like an expert ninja or a person who has a button you can hold to crouch, you can just walk right in and right past the entire contraption. So as you can see, it's definitely pretty cool, but maybe not as effective. And now I finally get to see what's in this chest. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? A house that flips upside down, revealing a second house. I like to call this my Dr. Seuss house because right now I've got house 1, but if I push this button, now I have house 2. Do you guys get it? It's like thing 1 and thing 2 from Dr. Seuss. You may not get that now, but you'll get it on the drive home. You'll think that's funny later. Also, if you're wondering why neither of the houses have doors, it's definitely not because the mechanical bearing breaks it whenever the houses rotate. It's actually just because the neighborhood these houses are in, this is a really nice neighborhood here. It's got an extremely low crime rate, so you don't even need a door. A machine that has power, but once you try to use it, the power turns off temporarily and then turns back on, making it impossible to use. So I've got a mechanical mixer and it's running with sufficient speed to actually mix stuff in a basin. So if I wanted to make some andesite alloy, I would toss some iron nuggets in and I would toss some andesite in. But as you can see, it's not mixing and the mixer has stopped altogether. But let's say I get frustrated and take them out. Now it starts running again. So the best part about this is it's so simple because it just has a smart observer under the basin that tells when anything is put into the basin, and that just powers on this clutch here, which disables rotational power from going to the mixer. This might be one of my favorite builds I've done in these videos just because of how simple it is, and I think it's kind of funny. I don't know about you guys. A chest that moves away when you try to open it. I feel like I deserve bonus points for the fact that I did this without using a trap chest. This right here is just a normal chest. Now I say it's just a normal chest when there's this huge divot in the ground right next to it, but we're just gonna pretend that that's not there. And if I go to open the chest, it starts moving away. And then let's say I run over here and I'm like, no, I actually really need to get in here. and it moves away again at an infuriatingly slow speed, might I add, which is intentional because it makes you close out of the chest when it starts moving, and then you're just stuck watching it move away from you, just slowly moving away. Again, I don't really think this one's practical because obviously you need to have this massive chunk taken out next to it where the chest is going to move back and forth, but I think it's pretty funny just because it looks pretty funny and it's obviously pretty infuriating. A seemingly possible parkour course that detects when the player has almost beaten it and immediately prevents them from doing so. Okay, guys, you gotta be nice to me on this one. I made parkour, but as you guys can tell from my leather boots, I'm a parkour noob, okay? I'm not a parkour pro. I'm not a parkour master. So go easy on me with the parkour that I designed, but I feel like I deserve credit because we're not jumping for the chicken. We're jumping for the beef on this one. Surely if I fail this, my editor wouldn't leave it in. Oh, I'm feeling it. Oh, I'm feeling good. Oh, I hate that I know what's about to happen. Oh my gosh, I'm so close to being done here and knocked off. So obviously it's pretty clear that when you step on this, something bad is going to happen. So when you do get up here, right before you're able to jump, a massive arm swings out of the ground and kicks you off. I just want to do this one more time. I actually think, I think it looks pretty funny when it happens that it's just this huge thing hidden underground and all it is to stop you from getting the beef. I wonder if I break this one, if I could even do it. Oh, cut that out. Make an elevator that goes super fast and drops you at the highest place. I call this my budget Tower of Terror, which I guess really only makes sense if you know about that amusement park ride, but either way, to fully experience this, I need to be in survival, and you may notice that there's actually buttons to go up and down. This is an old school elevator, so there is a rope pulley controlling this because this entire setup doesn't work using the new fancy elevator pulley. So once I'm in here, I'll just take a nice seat and I want to go up. And while I'm going up, I feel like it's important to note this elevator, I feel like it looks pretty cool in here, pretty cozy. Now I'm at the first floor, but I need to go all the way to the penthouse, right? That's where I reside. That's where the Create Mod pros live, in the penthouse. So I can't just stop here. Ugh, and I'm going up and I know what's about to happen. So, oh, and there goes the floor and I'm dead. Now does it make a bit more sense why I called it the budget Tower of Terror? It's just as fun to go up. It's way less fun when you come down though. An elevator that goes up, but when you get to the top, you will get exploded. I don't know what it is with you guys in elevators, but here is another elevator, and this time it's actually able to use the elevator pulley instead of the rope pulley. But unfortunately, this one requires TNT, which means I get one take at this before everything is destroyed. So I'm really hoping my create building skills worked. So I'm gonna set it to the highest floor, and here we go. Please work. Oh, thank God it worked. I mean, oh no, TNT. Well, it appears that I got exploded. A machine that does nothing except it's entertaining. I actually don't really need to do much for this one because this right here is a base create mod feature that I don't think most people know about. You just take a music disc, you put it in a jukebox, and oh yeah, there they go. If you guys think this one's stupid, you gotta check yourself because this is like the single best feature in all of Create. You're not gonna be able to change my mind on this one. A house that moves backwards every time you want to enter it. After 10 tries, it places a chiseled sandstone block and explodes. Well, here is whatever you want to call this house. But seriously, guys, what is this request? Can we just talk about that for a second? This is the most random specific request I think I've ever gotten. Either way, it's definitely stupid, so let's give it a go. Oh, and it moved away. And there's 2. I think I'm on number 8 right now, and then this is 9, and this one's 10. Oh, there's the chiseled sandstone block, and Boom, it has exploded. Thank God that worked because we're not giving that one a second try. Right, it checked all the boxes. A TNT factory that blows itself up when it overstresses. Ugh, can you guys stop requesting things that blow themselves up? Do you guys know how hard it is to make these because you cannot trial run them? Wanna know why that is? Because they blow themselves up. So here's my TNT factory, and it's going pretty slow. I don't really have much TNT built up in here, but thankfully I've got a rotation speed controller right here where I can crank this up. So I want it to go faster. Oh, but it overstressed, and oh no, I guess all my TNT that I made blew up. I mean, this one's pretty stupid, but I guess it's kind of funny. It's ironic, right? Just stop making requests for things that blow up, please. Make a blender for villagers. Okay, serious question. What is wrong with you guys? Who in their right mind would ever make a blender for villager?